Do you ever wonder whether those little pushes and pulls you feel from your intuition are messages from some other, invisible world? Exploring the mysterious realm of psychic phenomena and clairvoyance takes us on a voyage into the unexplored spiritual realms of our own beings, as well as the cosmos. Now is the time to delve into how these amazing skills came to be, how they are connected to our previous incarnations, and the dangers of using them for selfish desires. We will also explore how being mindful and meditative may enhance these talents, and how interpreting dreams and symbols can lead to a better knowledge of ourselves and a connection to our spiritual nature. One fascinating aspect of human potential is clairvoyance, the capacity to perceive things that are not visible to the naked eye. Experiencing the past, present, or future via an extrasensory lens is the main focus. Along the road to spiritual development, a trip that strengthens our bonds to one another, the cosmos, and the very fabric of reality, is often found this extraordinary talent. Developing one's spirituality is an extensive and very individual process that includes learning about oneself, living an ethical life, being compassionate, and seeking meaning in life beyond this world. It's a journey towards inner peace and cosmic harmony, a commitment to live ethically, practicing mindfulness, and delving into life's profound significance are common components of this path. The ability to see into the future is a sign of enlightenment, but it is not conclusive. Psychic powers may be relics from a previous life for some people. It is believed by many faiths and philosophies that one's knowledge and abilities follow them from life to life. So, clairvoyance might be a relic of a higher level of spiritual or psychic growth from an earlier incarnation, but it doesn't imply they've made any progress spiritually in this life. An inflated feeling of one's own spiritual superiority is a potential pitfall in this context. If you think you have a better spiritual status because you have clairvoyant talents, you could be putting off the importance of self-improvement, ethics, and compassion. True spiritual growth is about serving others, being humble, and always learning. Therefore, this misperception can lead to spiritual stagnation. Responsible and ethical use of clairvoyant powers is crucial. Possessing these skills is not a goal in and of itself, but rather a means to an end, a spiritual journey that benefits oneself and others. The practice of clairvoyance, when aligned with one's spiritual journey, may provide profound insights into the enigmas of life and the ability to guide others towards enlightenment. Focusing on spiritual growth is essential for people who want to develop or increase their clairvoyant talents. Building a solid foundation via practices like mindfulness, meditation, and ethical living fosters the inner calm and clarity needed for clairvoyance to thrive and be put to good use. Going for clairvoyant abilities for selfish reasons is like trying to find your way through a labyrinth full of false leads that will lead you astray from the real road to enlightenment. Rather of focusing on acquiring psychic powers as a means to achieve material success, this journey should be around deep introspection and personal development, embracing life's obstacles with an open heart and transcending earthly ambitions are the paths to true pleasure and spiritual satisfaction. Seeking psychic abilities for selfish motivations is frequently viewed in many spiritual traditions as a distraction from the true way of spiritual growth. For instance, some Buddhists consider the cultivation of siddhis, or supernatural powers, to be more of a hindrance than a means to enlightenment. The Buddha himself warned against being fixated on such powers, stressing instead the significance of compassion and knowledge over supernatural ability. Also, in Christian mysticism, spiritual talents are not ends in themselves, but methods to an end, the service of God and the benefit of humanity. Rather of focusing on achieving personal power, this place emphasizes humility, service, and self-transformation via divine grace. Emerging from the intriguing realm of psychical research is a gripping tale that emphasizes the fact that people who pursue psychic powers for selfish reasons frequently end up with less fulfillment and more psychological distress. This revelation leads us on a broader path, one that encompasses self-awareness, ethical living, and a dedication to mankind, as opposed to others who view these skills as means for individual development and assisting others. If one wants to advance spiritually, they must embrace this attitude and learn to put aside their egocentric interests in favor of more selfless and meaningful pursuits. Keep in mind that the end goal isn't only to gain magical powers, but to grow in knowledge, kindness, and comprehension of the complexities of life. Stick around for further deep dives into the world of spiritual development and paranormal occurrences. We invite you to subscribe and go on this extraordinary adventure with us. By working together, we may learn more about the complex web of existence and how we fit within it. We avoid the pitfalls of misguided clairvoyant attempts and instead meet the majestic viewpoint that is inherent in spiritual traditions such as Sufism. In this context, the idea of kashf, or divine revelation, is foundational to one's spiritual development rather than an adjunct. Within the complex tapestry of Sufism, kashf goes beyond the simple attainment of mystical understanding. It represents an illuminating and life-altering journey. Pursuing wealth necessitates severe self-discipline and introspection, an endeavor to peel back the layers of egocentric desire and worldly distractions, unveiling a more authentic and profound self. This path is laced with spiritual struggle and the purification of the heart, leading to profound, insightful realizations. Like buffing a mirror, this procedure brings out its luster. In order for the heart mirror to accurately reflect heavenly reality, it must be pure and untarnished. Keep in mind that kashf is not just sitting back and listening to God's guidance. Being actively involved in the world is frequently a must. According to Sufi beliefs, one must cultivate their spirituality on the inside while simultaneously making a positive impact on the world around them via acts of charity and service. By maintaining this equilibrium, we can be confident that the insights we get will serve as a lighthouse for social change, going beyond just individual enlightenment. Knowing the difference between real revelation and pure fiction becomes of the utmost importance in the mystical realm of kashf, where dreams and visions are revered channels for communicating with the divine. These dreams are more than just imagination. They may hold the key to unlocking deeper realities. It takes discernment, based on the sanctity of the heart and the honesty of one's intentions, to separate the heavenly murmur from the subconscious echo. Kashf is more than just a place to go. It's a radiant path that leads to the deep understanding of one's life's mission and the blossoming of one's spiritual self. This is the way to a life filled with service, empathy, and a love that knows no bounds. The road of letting go of ego and harmonizing with the divine beat. The crucial interaction between our spiritual capacity and our brain's wave patterns, particularly the alpha and theta states, becomes apparent when we delve into psychic talents. This investigation reveals the profound connection between the inner workings of our brain and our psychic skills, bridging the gap between the scientific and the supernatural. The alpha state is perfect for psychic development, since it is a peaceful gateway between the conscious and subconscious worlds, and its frequency range is 8 to 12 Hz. To achieve this level of peace, we can practice techniques like deep breathing, listen to soothing music, or spend time in nature. The theta state, which descends at a rate of 4 to 8 Hz, is experienced during deep relaxation and REM sleep. Practicing deep meditation and guided visualization can help you enter the theta state, which allows for a deeper psychic connection and opens doors to boundless creativity, spiritual connection, and psychic investigation. The foundation for reaching these brainwave states is regular meditation, even if it's only brief, consistent practices every day. Additionally, deliberate deep breathing goes beyond just breathing. This exercise is highly effective for entering the alpha state, which opens up a world of profound psychic investigation. Famous French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes wrote extensively about the pineal gland in the 17th century. Despite this, his viewpoint was less concerned with psychic experience in its modern sense and more with philosophical and scientific investigation. A foundational statement of Western philosophy, "I think, therefore I am," is generally attributed to Descartes. The pineal gland in particular piqued Descartes' interest in the human body and its mechanisms. He postulated that the pineal gland, a structure in the brain, served as the primary location for the soul's residence and the site of idea formation. According to Descartes' treatise on man, the pineal gland is where the mind and body are joined. According to him, this gland was special since it was the sole brain structure that was not replicated. In contrast to the prevalent contemporary discussions of spiritual and psychic explanations, Descartes' hypotheses on the pineal gland represented a radical break with tradition. In keeping with the philosophical and scientific discussions of his time, his main focus was on dissecting the human body mechanically. Indirectly, nevertheless, his emphasis on the pineal gland as a key regulatory organ has impacted subsequent metaphysical and spiritual views that see the gland as an essential component of psychic perception and spiritual experiences. Although the context and meaning of these modern interpretations are very different, they reflect Descartes' interest in the pineal gland as an important and distinctive human anatomical feature, and they frequently portray the gland as a mystical link between the material and spiritual worlds. Descartes may not have mentioned the pineal gland in relation to psychic powers or the third eye, but his writings did pave the way for further investigation into this intriguing and little brain region. When it comes to psychic perception, the pineal gland, sometimes called the third eye, is a major factor. Recent research has shown that by stimulating certain areas of the brainwave spectrum, we may bring our mysterious pineal gland into harmony, enhancing our psychic powers. This discovery elucidates the intricate relationship between our physical and mental development, revealing a tango between the material and immaterial parts of our identity. Improving one's psychic powers is like setting off on a voyage beyond this world, one that involves more than just the senses. It delves into the deep psychological and physiological aspects of our being by coordinating certain brainwave states with regular practice. There is more at stake than simply reaching a mental destination on this path. It includes embracing the subconscious and exploring it holistically. The fascinating journey of mental growth is intertwined with the hidden but tremendous potential of our brain, and one of the most important skills to acquire is the capacity to distinguish between visions and our own imaginative creations. In the mystical realm, visions can take either a symbolic or literal shape, and they frequently serve as portals to more profound realities or directions. Visions are more like getting a deep communication from a higher enigmatic source than the creative tapestry that our minds weave. Conversely, our minds are free to roam in the realm of imagination. Here, influenced by our past, present, and future selves, we imagine, plot, and draw pictures. Even though creativity and problem-solving are two areas where imagination may be a powerful tool, it's important to distinguish between vivid fabrications of imagination and real insights from psychic visions. In order to progress in one's psychological development, one must master the art of differentiating between these two domains. Visualization and imagination exercises help us strengthen our minds, which in turn boosts our creativity and makes it easier to understand and act upon psychic visions. We may teach our thoughts to distinguish between a vision, a heavenly whisper, and an illusion by devoting ourselves to such activities. There is a critical but sometimes disregarded part of this process that involves the subconscious mind. When it comes to processing and making sense of psychic data, this hidden aspect of our psyche is crucial. By engaging in creative visualizations and mental exercises, we may access a higher level of awareness and open ourselves up to the specific frequency of psychic visions. To distinguish genuine visions from made-up ideas, which might have a strange clarity and feel, this training is essential. In addition, learning to read psychic messages requires a high level of self-awareness. As we go into our inner lives, we will uncover our prejudices, beliefs, and emotional terrain. Through cultivating self-awareness, we master the art of deciphering the hidden meanings in our dreams and distinguishing them from the stories constructed by our imagination. Learning to differentiate between visions and imagination is an exercise in introspection and cognitive development. Along with developing one's psychic skills, this trip also helps one mature and become more self-aware. As a psychic grows, one of their most important skills is learning to decipher psychic messages. There is more to this assignment than just taking in data. Investigating its importance and how it applies to our lives is part of it. Delving into the depths of self-awareness and personal symbolism is necessary. Dream analysis is an important part of this path of interpretation. The subconscious mind paints a picture of our innermost hopes, anxieties, and insights in our dreams. They are a treasure trove of psychic knowledge, full with insight and advice. One must commit to remembering and documenting dreams when awake in order to decipher them properly. Patterns and repeated symbols may become apparent over time, and each one may have its own distinct significance for the person experiencing them. And crucial part of the thrilling journey of self-discovery is developing an understanding of our unique symbols. Not everyone is familiar with these symbols. Our personal beliefs, experiences, and emotions go into their creation. These symbols might appear in our dreams, in our imaginations, or even in everyday objects. We all attach different meanings to them. Introspection into our personal histories and emotions is necessary for deciphering these symbols. Also, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that our own symbols might combine with those of our culture and society to form a complex web of meanings. One must be familiar with the origins and significance of these symbols. An important aspect of this journey is learning more about ourselves. Being in tune with our emotions, ideas, and reactions is essential. Mindfulness and other forms of calm contemplation can deepen our familiarity with our own nature, paving the way for a more intuitive interpretation of any psychic signals we may receive. Understanding these lessons is only part of the spiritual growth that occurs on this path to self-discovery. We should maintain an attitude of openness and curiosity while we endeavor to decipher psychic signals. Being open to alternative interpretations and not passing judgment too hastily is important. Looking into psychic signals in this way might lead to fascinating findings, as they are not always obvious. As we develop the ability to decipher these psychic signals, we open ourselves up to a deeper sense of spiritual connection and personal growth. This is the road that leads to self-discovery via the realm of dreams and our unique symbolic experiences. This path aids in our personal development and self-awareness in addition to our psychic abilities. In conclusion, gaining knowledge of psychic powers and clairvoyance is more than simply picking up a new ability. An important component in our path to enlightenment and personal development. Never lose sight of the fact that we are not embarking on this path of self and world discovery in isolation. Rather, we are gaining these skills as part of a larger whole. On this path, it is helpful to practice deep breathing and meditation in order to access higher realms of consciousness, distinguish between actual and imagined visions, and interpret psychic messages in a genuine and authentic way. Following this road ultimately leads to enhanced psychic abilities, a deeper sense of oneness with the universe, and a clearer picture of who we are as individuals.